talkSPORT understands that Steven Gerrard could well be on his way back to Rangers under new ownership. We understand the 49ers will be in charge in situ at Rangers by mid-June. So if Gerrard goes back, alongside him, we understand, would be one-time Rangers player Stephen Davis, hugely popular figure. And alongside the two of them would be former Liverpool captain Jordan Henderson, more lately of Saudi Arabia and Ajax in the Netherlands, and he would come back as assistant stroke player. He would join Gerrard and Davis. What you want to say?
I'm invested in the conversation and making sure that I never utter the word "who cares."
That's the boy. So what do Rangers fans think? Do they care? I'll bet they do. And what do Celtic fans think? There's one there, no name in it, but I'm presuming it's a Celtic fan. Yeah, Rangers, COVID champions. No fans. Celtic imploded at that time. Welcome back, Stevie. We all can't wait.
102 points.
Yeah. 03717 223344 810 89. What does Fraser, a Rangers fan, think of this? Would you welcome Steven Gerrard back, Fraser? Good morning.
Good morning, Jim, Simon, Danny. How you doing?
Good, thank you, mate. What do you want to say?
Well, what I was thinking, I'd definitely 100% I'd have Steven Gerrard back, and I'll tell you why. When Steven Gerrard left, he'd done an interview with Gary Neville, and they were walking around the training park, Aston Villa's training ground, and he says to him, he'd went in, I think it was maybe a week later after winning 55, and he said to the board, what have you got for me? And he says, you've fulfilled your remit, Stephen. Calm down, put the brakes on. I think if they'd have gave Steven Gerrard the money that he was looking for, I think Rangers went on a significant run in the league with Celtic. I says because we had Celtic, as Simon says, it was 102 points.
Yeah, interesting, Fraser. I mean, there is a school of thought among certain Rangers fans that the board didn't back Gerrard just and when he needed the backing.
I think the lure of the Premier League and Villa would have taken him.
I did too.
If I'm honest, I think they would.
Yeah.
But I understand the point. Yeah. I mean, there's no way he's walking back into Rangers without the promise of some funding to be competitive, because he's just going to end up falling flat on his face. He's not that stupid. Nobody would be. Because you're looking at Celtic and what they've got, and you're going, well, how can I compete? And this is what we're going to do. He's obviously had a sit down, if this is true.
But that's an interesting. I mean, that's a kind of narrative that you would advance when you are justifying your decision to leave a football club that gave you your opportunity. That's a big football club that occupies huge precedence, and you're leaving for an Aston Villa that's only just got promoted to the Premier League, and you're justifying the reasons why you are. I mean, you know this football world very well in Scotland, and you know that Rangers are very well acclimatised to the idea that keeping on top of Celtic is a big thing. Oh, so to be told, pack it in, you've achieved your remit, we don't need any more from you, I'm not sure is...
We find it hard to believe. Fraser, interesting. I wonder what the thought is across the city. Stevie's a Celtic fan. Stevie, good morning. What's your thinking on this? Good morning, mate.
Jim, can I just say a quick thank you and well done to Simon, obviously, for Palace winnings, because that's the year of the underdogs. Newcastle League Cup, Palace FA Cup.
Well said.
Spurs Europa League.
What you think Tottenham will win tonight, Stevie?
The year of the bird.
I'm a Spurs fan, Jim. I'm very, very confident. Good luck tonight. But obviously, I phoned up when I heard about Stevie getting back, and I'm like, Jim, we've followed the offer him for years, and when managers go on a run, do they really bother about who's coming in? And did Walter really bother who's coming in at Celtic? And obviously, I don't think Brendan will be too bothered about who comes in at Rangers. But to me, I think what they've done, and I'll try to use this analogy the best way, I think they've bolted the barn door after the horses bolted. So they have, it's just trying to appease the fans, bring them in, try to get the season books because they're due. Obviously, help the takeover.
You don't think things will change much?
I honestly don't. It's just that, again, they're so... again, when you want... we've lost, 2 or 3 times to Rangers this year, and we've still won. So we have, So
yeah.
I'm saying, Barry summed it up. He said, normally Celtic Rangers go head to head, and whoever wins all 4 games wins the league.
Okay.
But Brendan's changed that, so...
Sure. Stevie, listen, thanks for the call, and I get what you're saying. There's a message from Lewis, who's a Rangers fan. Bring him home, Jim. The gap is nowhere near as big now as it was when Gerrard took over first time around. He gets the club. He gets the club, and I like the sounds of Jordan Henderson along there as an assistant. He is a true professional. Kev, as a Rangers fan, are you having this, Kev?
Morning, boys. How are we doing?
Good,
Morning,
thank
Kev.
you. What's your take on it?
A little bit of sort of a mixed bag. So just to touch on what Fraser, earlier caller, said, the whole thing about the remit. So the understanding I have of Gerrard's exit back in 2021 was the fact that he wasn't given the transfer fund he was promised, because the big rumour at the time was he wanted £4 million for Kevin Nisbet, who'd scored 30-odd goals for a poor Hibs side, and the board told him no, bargain basement only, which I think if he'd got Nisbet, as not great as he's been recently, I genuinely think in that current squad at that time, Rangers would have kicked on and potentially won 2, maybe even 3 in a row, if not more.
Right, so do you think now, as this is a different time with the 49ers in situ, this could be different?
It could be different, but again, touching what the last caller said, the Celtic man said, that obviously Rangers and Celtic are pretty close, and as Simon rightly pointed out, we have laid big gloves on Celtic this season. We've only lost to them once in the league, not including the Cups, obviously. But the problem is Clement couldn't get the boys up for your sort of, not to sound too disrespectful, but the smaller club games, like your St Mirren's, your Motherwell, things like that, and we couldn't beat them.
Isn't that more to do with Clement's strength in depth, though? Because they did really well in Europe. You know, they did well against Celtic. They did well in Europe again. We had some really good results, travelled a long way in that competition. Is it just a matter of strength and depth, though, rather than sometimes, the fatigue after European games, etc.? I mean, you'll tell me.
So the fatigue thing, just to go on a slight caveat, Danny, it's a big thing for me. I'm a big runner. I do a lot of marathons and things like that. So, and also you're a player, ex-player yourself, so you'll kind of a lot better than I will. But I struggle with this fatigue thing. I really do struggle with the whole fatigue. A lot of players are tired, they're playing so many games, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but I think that's because you're looking at it from a physical point of view. I mean, fatigue can be mental because you play so many games in Scotland. I mean, how many teams in the league, Jim? It's like 40 plus games. You've got.
I'll jump in, Kev.
46 games.
And you can take us with a line to this, to the 11:30 bulletin. I see one message here, Kev. Why should Rangers take him back? He walked away first time. Is there anything in that, Kev?
He walked away first time because, like other managers, he was sold up the Khyber without a canoe pass, or whatever the phrase is. He was told one thing and then he didn't get what he was told. And despite his line in the interview, do I look happy? Clearly, he was not happy because of what he was told one thing, and then he was told, you're not getting the money you're promised.
Okay, Kev, listen, thanks for the call.
I mean, it's interesting that the fans have these perspectives. Kevin Nisbet went on that season to score 5 goals in 26 games. He's now languishing at Millwall. Maybe they didn't fancy the player. Maybe they didn't think he was worth £4 million quid.
Absolutely.
And it is only 38 games, I just checked.
Yeah. So that's our understanding here this morning that Steven Gerrard could well be in line to return to Rangers. Stephen Davis as his number 2, Jordan Henderson in there as well in the mix as assistant/player as well. We shall see what happens. The 49ers set to take over, we keep hearing, by mid-June.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.